Well, I grew up in the city of Wilmington. I went to school at Banning High School, and I quit at 11th grade because I had to raise my siblings because my mom was in a deep depression. Well, I have four children. One's 14, that's Alice, and I have Andrew, who's 5, Alina's 4, and Adam is 2. Andrew goes to kindergarten over here at Eshelman, and Alina, she's in preschool, and Adam goes to daycare while I'm a full-time student. Well, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew that it wasn't going to be possible. I hadn't been in school in years. I'm 35 years old, and there's no way I'm going to be able to obtain anything. So I wanted to work because being a single mom with 4 children, that's the only thing I could think about. But Tara pushed me and said I can do it, had faith, prayed for me, prayed with me, and I went to school and I got my GED last year. Well, I'm majoring in ultrasound tech, and I go to school at Harbor College full time. So, and I've already finished 1 semester, and I passed. I didn't think I would be able to pass. So I'm still continuing to go to school, and yeah, I'm just working towards my goal. It has its challenges, but I know they're for the better because they give us all the tools we need to know. So when we're out of here, we can take them with us, like how to be with our children, how to just work with them, and how to maintain taking care of your children and going to school at the same time. But it's not easy because I'm a single mom and I have 4 children, and the way cost of living's out there, it's going to be hard. I was in an abusive relationship where he was very controlling and had to keep me right by his side 24/7. I was beat, tied up, and so the way to just escape that was to just numb my feelings with drugs, to escape that feeling of being tortured and tied up. Um, I got into drugs really bad, and it just took over my life. But in between that time, I had kids, um, thinking that it would make things better, and it didn't make them better. Because here I am having kids, bringing them into a world that I was not even completely prepared for. Um, yeah, he got cancer. I know it's a bad thing, but I think that's what saved my life because there was no escaping him. Anytime I would leave, he'd look behind me. Well, my kids were taken away from me. They were taken away from me, and that's when I knew that I had a problem. Like, there's no way I'm going to bring these innocent children into this world and not be there for them, be their mom. There's too many children out there that don't have parents and don't have love, and I wasn't going to be one of them to just leave my children out there. So I admitted myself into a rehab, and it was an intense rehab for a year. And my counselor there, Darlene Walker, she believed in me. She pushed me and she was hard on me. I didn't like it, but I needed that. And she actually referred me here to Community Child. Once I leave here, I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to make it on my own because I have children that I need to support, and I can't support them just going through school. Mom was suffering from deep depression, so she didn't want to get up and do anything. But I knew that somebody had to take care of these kids, and they were the closest thing to me, and I loved them so much that I didn't want my family to separate. So I picked up where my mom slacked off and took care of them. Well, my younger sister, she was a baby when I was like maybe 11. She was born, so I would change her diapers, and then my brothers, they weren't, well, one of them is 3 years younger than me, so I would make sure him and the other one, the youngest one from him, would get ready for school, and I'd walk with them to school. I would make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for them. Um, there was a time when we didn't have no hot water, and I would shower them with the water hose in the front yard. Well, after, once I got like 18 and just being tired of just taking care of kids all the time and not feeling wanted or loved by my mom so much, I went out looking for love. And he took me right in, fresh out of prison, and showed me love that I was looking for, and I just went for it. He was in and out of prison his whole life, but he showed me that he cared and took me under his wing, and so I just fell for it. 18. And every time I would try to leave, he'd go looking for me, and everybody was so afraid of him, they would not even lie for me anymore, because he'd jump through windows and pull me out and beat me up. Nobody wanted to lie for me anymore. Every time he would fall asleep, I'd leave, and nobody wanted to lie for me anymore. The only time I would have away from him would be when he'd do something stupid out there in the streets, and he'd violate his parole, and they'd take him to jail, but they would only take him to jail for a short time, and that would be that little bit of short time. I had freedom, and as soon as he got back out, I was, like many people would say, oh, he forget about you by the time he gets out. No. He's even branded me to make sure that everybody knew I was his property. And that's what that's what I have to still face today, looking at a tattoo on my chest. And he's not even here, and I still feel like I'm his property. And I always say, like, I'm gonna get it taken off, but there's not really any resources to get it taken off. And now it's getting bad, because I have sons that ask, even my daughter asked me, like, what does that say? Like, before I was able to say, it doesn't say anything. It says Jesus loves you, or just make up little stories, so I won't, break their heart, or just, have them look at me wrong. But now it's like, they're getting older, they're learning how to read.
And what does it say?
It says his nickname, his gang name, and his real name.